Hare Krishna to all Matajis and Prabhujis. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Pranams to everyone. Hare Krishna. So let us get started. So today is 31st sloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Badareshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhavatya Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So reading from Bhagavadham, 5th canto, the creative impetus. First sloka. Okay, who would like to recite? Subbarao Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranams Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatrapi niravadodhaha svairena viharannati krupana buddhihi anyonya mukha nirikshanadina gramya karmanaiva vispruta kalavadhihi. Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna Mata. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much. Venkata Narasimha Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Tatrapi niravarodha svairena virahana atikrupana buddhi anyonya mukha nirikshanadi gramakarma naiva vismuta kalavadhi. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Madhumai Krishna Kant Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatrapi niravarodha svairena viharan atikrupana buddhir anyonyamukha nirikshana adina gramya karmanaiva vismruta kalavadhihi. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anjali Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Tatra api niravarodha svairena virahan ati krupana buddhihi anyonya mukha nirikshana adina grama karmana eva vismruta kala avadhihi. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Chitra Mohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatrapi niravarodha smairena viharannati krupana buddhir anonyamukha nirikshinadina gramya karma naiva nisruta kalavadhihi. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Vijay Kumari Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatra binirvarodha swarena viharanna adikribana buddhirha anyona mukha nirishanadina kramya karmanava vishrumda kalavadhi. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Madhumati Vilasini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranams Mataji.
Pranams Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatrapi niravarodha svairena vihannati kripana buddhi anyona mukha nirikshanadina gramya karmaneva vismrita kalavadhihi. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Mataji. Prafulla Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam Mataji.
Pranams
Om
Mataji.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatrapi nirvarodha swarena viharanna ati krupana buddhihi anyanya mukha nirikshana aditiraha gramya karmaneva vismruta kala avadhihi. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Revati Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams Mataji.
ॐ
Pranam
नमो
Mataji.
भगवते वासुदेवाय तत्रापि निरवरोधः स्वरेण विरहन्नति कृपण बुद्धिरन्यो न मुखनिरीक्षणदिना ग्राम्य कर्मणैव विसृमत कालावधिः. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Tatrapi Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjaneshalakhaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tada Swapadandikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namastute Tapta Kantani Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Dishabhanushute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpadarubhyasya kripa sindhubhye vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Vishnu padaya Krishna preshtaya bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschitaya Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So reading from Bhagavadham, the 5th chapter, Creative Impetus, 5th canto, 14th chapter, 31st sloka. So what this chapter defines, can anyone give some insight on that? Some high level insight? Prafulla Mataji, if you are able to give for this chapter.
This world, material world is like a forest of material enjoyment. And in this world, whoever goes to make profit, he is bewildered and he does not know what to do. And he is engrossed in sense enjoyment. And in that sense enjoyment, he approach, in order to make sense of enjoyment, he approach the pasandage. And he fall down again and he becomes like monkeys. And here in his descendants, about that, here it is described, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. So in yesterday's sloka, we studied about the three gunas, with respect to the animals, like those who are in Sattva gun, if I think they would have been in the cow, and then for a Rajogun it was a tiger, and for a Tamas gun it is for the monkeys. Actually, yesterday we read, I think Mataji explained very nicely. So the tamasic gun is that is the dense part wherein of the material world one falls for that. Actually, they will not come back. They will not be able to reach out to the lotus feet of the Godhead. They will not have that visibility one day. They will totally forget. So the one must actually strive by taking the path of the spiritual master. So here, Tatra, in continuation of the yesterday's sloka, this sloka also continues the same. So a little bit more extension actually from the yesterday's sloka. Tatrapi nirviroda svairena viharan ati kripana buddhir anyonya mukha nirikshanadina kramya karmanaiva vishmrita kalavadihi. Synonyms. Tatra api, in the condition, that is in the society of human beings descended from monkeys, that is from the tamasic nature. So nira virodaha, without hesitation. Svairena, independently, without reference to the goal of life. That means so much that is dwelling in the material conception of life. Viharan, enjoying like monkeys. Ati kripana buddhihi. So miserly, that means they are devoid of, that is void of the whatever the knowledge, conditioned soul has to get out of this material world, they don't have. That means they are dwelling in the material conception of life. So kripana buddhihi, whose intelligence is dull because he does not properly utilize his assets. That means they will keep on accumulating, but the purpose of accumulating the assets will not be known. So after some time, even the materialistic enjoyment will become bore. So when you have a surplus amount of even the wealth, so what to do with this wealth? So that attitude will always get. Anyonya, of one another. Mukha nirikshana adina, by seeing the faces. That is, when a man sees the beautiful face of a woman and a woman sees the strong build of a man's body, they always desire one another. So, gramiya karmana, by material activities for sense gratification. Eva, only. Vishmrita, forgotten. Kala avadihi, the lifespan, the limited lifespan of life, after which one's evolution may be degrading or elevating. That is, kalavadi means that is expiring. Correct, na? So, like that, when one takes the birth, at the end, after attaining the death, again he has to come back. So he may come back based on the deeds, whatever he has made. If he has done the good deeds, he may go into the that is a Swargaloka kind of thing. If he has done the bad deeds, since means they will be going down, degrading the life. So this cycle will be always rotating. When we become Kripana Buddhihir. So Ati Kripana Buddhihir. So that means our intelligence is very low. That is in the dull format. That means we are so much accumulated with the ignorance, the mode of ignorance. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, the descendants of the monkeys intermingle with each other and they are generally known as Shudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which reminded them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in material activities known as gramya karma, and they work hard for material benefit. Thus, they forget completely that one day their small lifespan will be finished and they'll be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. So, purport. Materialistic people are sometimes called Sudras, or descendant of monkeys, due to their monkey-like intelligence. They don't care to know how the evolutionary process is taking place, nor are they eager to know what will happen after they finish their small human lifespan. That is the attitude of a Sudra. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, this Krishna conscious movement, is trying to elevate Shudras to the Brahmana platform so that they will know the real goal of life. Unfortunately, being overly attached to sense gratification, materialists are not serious in helping this movement. Instead, some of them try to suppress it. Thus, it is the business of monkeys to disturb the activities of the Brahmanas. The descendants of monkeys completely forget that they have to die, and they are very proud of the scientific knowledge and the progress of the material civilization. The word gramya karmana indicates activities meant only for the progress or the improvement of the bodily comforts. Presently, all human society is engaged in improving economic conditions and bodily comforts. People are not interested in knowing what is going to happen after death, nor do they believe in the transmigration of the soul. When one scientifically studies the evolutionary theory, one can understand that human life is a junction where one may take the part of promotion or degradation. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.25, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitran Yanti Pritta Vrataha Bhutani Yanti Bhutecha Yanti Mat Yagno Apimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors. And those who worship me will live with me. In this life, we have to prepare ourselves for promotion to the next life. Those who are in the mode of Rajogun are generally interested in being promoted to the heavenly planets. Some unknowingly are degraded to lower animal forms. Those in the mode of goodness can engage in devotional service, and after that they can return back to Godhead. Yantimat Yajnopi Mam. This is the real purpose of human life. This Krishna conscious movement is trying to bring intelligent human beings to the platform of devotional service. Instead of wasting time trying to attain a better position in material life, one should simply endeavor to return home back to Godhead. then all problems will be solved. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatham 2.17, Shunvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantosto He Abhrani Vidunoti Suhrut Satam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, that is super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. One simply has to follow the regulative principles, act like a Brahmana, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, one purifies himself of the baser material modes, that is Tamoguna and Rajoguna, and become free from the greed of these modes and can attain complete peace of mind. In this way, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead and one's relationship with Him, and thus promoted to the highest perfection. Siddhim Paramam Gataha. So very nicely the purport has been given. So what are the things we are undergoing in this material world, knowingly and unknowingly? People who are in Sattva-gun, at least they will be able to realize, they will be able to discriminate what is right, what is wrong, what is the ultimate purpose of the life. Those things they will be able to get it. But the people who are in Rajogun or Tamasic will be even the more denser part of the ignorance. They will not come to know. They have totally forgotten the eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. So in this translation, the descendants of the monkeys intermingle with each other. So that means what is the purpose of this life will not be aware actually. A person who is under the dense ignorance mode will never understand the purpose of the human life. And they are generally known as Shudras. So the people who are in the mode of ignorance come under the category of Shudras without hesitating. So they will not think what is the next action to be performed and what will be the outcome. Those type of planning they will never do. They will do, that is whimsically they will act actually. So without hesitating, they live and move freely. Monkeys will be like that only. From one branch of the tree to another branch of the tree, they will be always swinging. So they will never think, not knowing the goal of life. What is the purpose of the human life will not be known. A person who possesses the ignorance mode, the behavior will be like the monkey. That means the monkey doesn't have any goal. So it will be always swinging here, there, and then enjoying the things. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in the material activities. So there is nothing related to the spiritual. So the spiritual part is void actually, known as Gramya Karma, and they work hard for the material. So the people who are working very, very hard to strive the material, only aim is to strive the material upgradation in this human life, comes under the category of the Gramya Karma. That means they perform the karma, they perform their actions only to upgrade the materialistic way of life, that is by accumulating the assets. Thus they forget completely. So totally they will not be aware who are they, and then what is the relationship between the Supreme God and the soul. Nothing they will be knowing. So one day their small lifespans will be finished. So how death occurs? What is death? So what is the thing happening at the time of death? Nothing they will be knowing. And they will be degraded in the evolutionary. They will be certainly falling down from the human life to the animal form, or even further also, based on the activities they have performed. So how much sinful they have done, that much sickness they have to suffer actually. They'll be getting degraded. So materialistic people are sometimes called Sudras. So how much dense the materialistic attitude a person possesses, so they will fall under either this, that is Rajogun also have the similar thing, but they'll be like economic development, all those things, at least they will be able to try to understand if we explain, but tamasic gun, we will not be able to. If we explain also, we will not be able to make them. Only by the spiritual master, like how Jagai Madai, being in the very dense ignorance, have been saved by Nityananda Prabhu. So if by the mercy of the Guru only, these Sudras will be able to elevate. So whereas at least Rajogun, at least some, they will be able to understand. Whereas tamasic nature, they will not be able to understand anything. So here it is, their life is compared to the monkeys. So descendants of monkeys. So even in the evolutionary process, actually, that 84 lakh species, in that we also come from like that earthly things, and then like worms, all those things, and then plants, and then animal life, that is first aquaries, and then to the plants, and then to the animal life, and then to the human form. This is how the evolutionary means the living entity takes birth. Actually, it is not like the Darwin theory, like human life is from the monkey. So that's not the way actually it has been. The Atma takes a different life actually. Life after life, based on their activities, it gets into the different body. So they do not care to know how the evolutionary process takes place. So the person who is in the dense ignorance will not be aware what is body, what is soul, so how these are interrelated, and what is the eternal relationship. Nothing they will be knowing. What is the sambandha? So what avideya has to be performed, and what is the falashruti we will be getting. Nothing they will be aware actually. Nor they eager to know. Even if you are voluntarily going and explaining them also, will not be able to, they will not be able to understand. Even in Bhagavad Gita, at the end, Bhagavan, Sri Krishna tells to Arjuna, this knowledge should not be shared to 4 type of people. Correct na? In that ignorance, that means those who know the value of devotional service, they won't perform also, will come under that category. And that means they doesn't want to listen. They don't want to adapt. So that type of nature, they don't have any eagerness. Their eagerness is in the another mode, like a materialistic way of development, that is economic development. Only focused on the economic development. What will after they finish? So once they leave this body, what will happen to that soul? They will be certainly not knowing that. Again, they will be coming back to this world. So based on the outcome of the activities, whatever they performed, they will not be knowing. That is the attitude of Sudras. So in general, all in category, if we know, we all come under Sudras only. Not by that birth, but based on the mode. And as we are more born to the 3 modes of material nature, the Rajogun will be major, and under the category, whereas Rajogun, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. If we take Vaishya, there is a combination of both Rajo and Tamasic, and then Shudra will be the lowest people who are only performing the activities. So the attitude of the Sudras we possess when we become lazy, the Sudra, that is the Tamasic guna, will be more predominant actually. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission, that is our ISKCON, the Krishna conscious movement is giving for this fallen souls. That is the only aim of the mission of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is to give the Sankirtana movement to everyone in a very simpler way, so that they will be able to elevate to the higher level. At least they will have that opportunity. So that's the reason, and that is our Srila Prabhupada has got this Krishna conscious movement. We were being in this fallen condition only, maybe 3-4 years before, and during COVID we got the opportunity to join these classes and listen 18 days class, and then come up with this, at least to an extent, or 1 or 2% upgradation in our knowledge. Correct na? So this is an opportunity, and then we should be more grateful and thankful to this mission, and then continue to serve the Supreme Lord and Srila Prabhupada mission. So either by preaching or doing some sevas in the temple or admin, whatever way we are able to do, and we need to strive to do that, for that, so that they will know the real goal of life. So we also but nowadays, I think at least we have come to the platform, what should not be done. Aren't we? Can anyone tell actually? Acknowledge or your reflections here. Aren't we thinking we should not do this thing? So that attitude, at least we would have developed now. Correct now? Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear me? Correct now? Whenever we are performing any act, yes, let it be a materialistic, because we are born here, we have to, it is inevitable to perform materialistic activities. We cannot avoid, because we do have family and we have to take care, we have to go for job, everything is there, but still we need to perform in such a manner that should be in the Krishna conscious mode. That means whether this action, what will lead to us and to the society, we always think. So that consciousness, that awakening, at least we have got now. So we should be very thankful for that. So otherwise we'll be continuously doing the sinful things only. We really don't know what we are doing. So that type of attitude we had before coming to Krishna consciousness, finding faults with others, and then forgiveness will not be there. So all those attitudes we too had, and now at least taking it easy. Yes, this is how the human are. We are prone to do mistakes, accept them. So that type of attitude, at least to an extent, we have developed. So unfortunately, by overlay attached to sense gratification, materialists are not serious in helping this movement. This is the wonderful sentence actually. Why we are not able to understand the things, and why we have been like that? Because purely we are in the materialistic mode. So we are only focusing on the materialistic way of life, upgradation, not thinking about our own, that is self-realization, what we need to achieve. So that we never had the insight only. So instead, some of them try to suppress it. This we always see. For example, if we take in a family of some big family or relatives, if family supports, our relatives will be criticizing. Correct now? So that till now we also see this. There is a suppress. So suppress will be there. If 4 people are in the family, one doesn't like the we doing some service or are so much inclined to Krishna conscious, means they'll be criticizing. That also we can see that. Thus, there is a the support to the devotee will be having a challenge. So, and the devotee will be very much thinking how maximum we can that is, we should not disturb, and then we should do the service. That type of attitude the devotee will certainly have, and then he or she will be trying to do the seva. So this suppression is always there. The support, if family is not supporting, progress in Krishna consciousness will be very, very challenging. Correct na? So thus it is the business of, like how monkeys will be always disturbing. Na? If you put something on the terrace, if one monkey comes, means some eatables we have kept for drying, means like for example a coconut. Coconut we have kept for drying, means one monkey comes, everyone will follow and they will make everything spread somewhere and then throw, even if it is not in the eatable mode, means they will throw somewhere. So like that type of disturbance only we see from the, that is our own, that is the human life with respect to our family relationships everywhere, when the thought process is not actually syncing up with each other. So whatever action we perform in the Krishna conscious movement, if it is not accepted by the surrounding environment, we will be having the similar type of disturbances only. So the descendants of monkeys completely forget that they have to die, and they are very proud of scientific knowledge. So the Rajogun, so the philosophical and the scientific, they think that I have invented, I have found out. The intelligent is the supreme God. So that they totally forget whatever intelligence they possess. It's a form of supreme God. So we have studied in the Vibhuti Yoga in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So those examples only Sri Krishna has mentioned there. But still the human forgets and he thinks he is the doer and he is intelligent. He is doing great things. So he takes the credit of that, whatever action he performs. And the progress of the material civilization. There is no spiritual civilization. The spiritual civilization is zero. So only the progress in material civilization, like upgrading the status, position, power, all those things. So that only comes there actually. The word Gramya Karmana indicates the progress actually. I mean only for the improvement of the bodily comforts. So there are so many things we are upgrading in our life. If he doesn't like this, we will give to someone and then we'll purchase new one. This also happens actually. We have surplus things, so we are what to purchase next. That type of mentality also we do possess. So presently, all human society is engaged in improving the economic conditions. Yes, this is what we are doing. And bodily comforts. People are not interested in knowing what is going to happen after death. Even if we go and explain them also, they are not interested. Actually, something has happened to him or her, they will tell. I think something, even some people will extremely tell they have been hypnotized also. That type of nature also they will speak. Something totally they are mesmerized. There is nothing to mesmerize here. Here here Srila Prabhupada has given very nice there is purports wherein in a very, very simple way, any layman, if you are involved and then that is sincerely, if you are walking through this with the devotion, they will be able to understand the realistic way of life, what we are leading on the day-to-day basis. So when one scientifically studies the evolutionary theory, so like Darwin theory, one can understand that human life is junction wherein one may take promotion or degradation. But with respect to Shastras only, we'll be able to understand this. Only if we go into the scientific, so that is not the right evolutionary process, what it has been mentioned by Darwin. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is very clearly given. Those who worship devatas, they will take birth in their world actually. And those who worship the ancestors, they will be, after this leaving this body, they will take birth in that is Pitru Loka. So those who worship that is God, those who worship the Supreme God, that is Krishna, they will live with him. That means they'll get moksha from this material world. So which one we have to strive? We have to think about that. And what action we need to perform? We have to think about that. So those who worship the demigods, they will take birth among the demigods. And those who worship ghosts and spirits, that is above our, that is earth planet, that is a loka. So ghosts and spirits stay there actually, they take among them. And those who worship ancestors, Pitru Loka, they will go. And those who worship me will live with me. This is what the authentic information we can take from the Shastras, from Bhagavad Gita. Swayam Bhagavan only is telling. So what is the right path we need to take? It is very clearly mentioned here. In this life, we have to prepare ourselves. So generally, even in materialistic thing also, after we study, we go for a job, and we, based on the experience, we'll always get promotion and move to the higher level. So even in the materialistic life, we have the vision of moving up in the higher life. So like that, this materialistic life, we have to, this is the only life. In this, if we are already taken the human form, is the next should be to the lotus feet of the Godhead. That should be our aim. Because human life is meant for the salvation or getting moksha, to perform the service to Lord, for that is eternally. So that should be the aim of a person, and one person has to, that is knowing this, they have to strive for that. They should put their efforts or endeavors to come up in that way. So, but if without having our endeavors, we will not be able to attain that. We should. The Lord's mercy also should be there, and our endeavors also should be there. If both goes hand to hand only, we'll be able to teach the Godhead. Those who are in the Rajogun, at least they should upgrade to the Sattvagun. So once they get accustomed or getting stabilized in the Sattvagun, they can strive for the Suddha Sattva. So generally, but all these things will happen under the guidance of the Guru. Without Guru's mercy and Guru's guidance, no one will be able to elevate into that Suddha Sattva phase. So interested being promoted to the heavenly planets, because Rajogun, whatever they do, the charity and that is penance, whatever it may be, whatever austerities. Now we cannot do penance, it is an austerity. So those things, they will be performing those actions, taking the benefit of the actions they have performed. If they give something dana, they will think that punya should come to them, that punya should save them. So in that mode only they will do. So when they accumulate the punya, obviously they have to go to the heavenly planets. Some unknowingly are degraded to lower animal forms. So that is because of the ignorance mode action actually. Those in the mode of goodness can engage in the devotional service. So, and by performing the sadhana bhakti here, that is devotional service engaging, one time they become more perfection. And then that time they will be able to realize what is the ultimate goal of the life. And then they will be striving for that, and then they go back to the Godhead also. So yeah, that is the last yanti mam yajnopi mam. That means those who perform the devotional service to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, they will go back to the Supreme Lord. So and that is the real purpose of a human life. That is the goal. That is the highest priority task for every human in this life. This Krishna conscious movement is trying to bring intelligent human beings to the platform of the devotional service. So by performing, it starts with the prasadam, and it starts with the japa. That is one mala of japa. That is Hare Krishna mantra. So those who are chanting and those who are start with chanting and taking prasad, there only the first level of devotional service starts. Instead of wasting time trying to attain better position in the material life, so one should not strive more than the quota, like Ishavasya principle mentioned in the Ishopanishad. So everyone is given some quota, and then one should strive for that. More than quota, it is not required. So that means you are acquiring somebody's quota there. So it is not required. So one should simply endeavor to return. So they should have the thought process of what is the ultimate goal of the human life. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Shrinvanti, Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna. That is, we should hear Krishna Katha. So the Punya Shravana Kirtana, that is Shravana Kirtana, that is performed, that is telling to others, like how our Prematishwari Mataji is giving very nice insight on Damodar Leela and daily, and then everyone more than hearing the sloka explanation, we are very much eager to hear from her about the Damodar Leela, how actually the jewels of Mother Yashoda and even everything, the birds and Devatas and Brajavasis. So all the internal communication, how actually the birds communicate each other there, what is the discussion happening between the Devatas. So all these things are happening, correct na? Even the, that is a butter pot is speaking. So even the stone is speaking. So we are very much rejoicing that moments when Mataji explains. So one should strive for that. So we need to, Shravanam, Kirtanam is very, very important. That Shravanam is very important. If one is having patience to listen, obviously they will be able to next develop the other, that is higher taste in the nine devotional process. Hridayan testo he abdrani vidunoti suhradam satam. So that is very, very, it's a benediction actually for a living entity. So Sri Krishna, who is a Paramatma, who is residing in our heart, in everyone's heart, and he gives the benediction for a truthful devotee. So our sincere devotional, that is a bhava of performing the devotional service is always seen by the Supreme Lord, who is always residing in our heart. And accordingly, he gives he blesses us. He gives his mercy to us, and then we will be able to, that is, pass through this path actually. One simply has to follow the regulatives. Even though we are born like a Shudra, we need to strive to become the Brahmana by Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So these three important factors we need to follow on daily basis. And then 4 regulations, chanting, all those things, if they start reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam on daily basis, ultimately they'll be promoted and they'll easily come out of this Rajogun and Tamasgun by following the footprints of the Acharya. So in this way, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the realization, he is a Chaitya Guru in our heart. He will actually, through a devotee or through him only, we'll be able to understand the real situation of of the that is what is the relationship, eternal relationship between the jiva and the supreme, and then what actions we need to perform. He will be guiding always. He is there always. So, and one's relationship with him, and thus be promoted to the highest perfection. That is going back to the Godhead. So with this today, I would like to conclude the class. Sorry, I have taken 10 minutes extra. It's a little bit lengthy purport. I would like to know from your end any doubts or anywhere mistakes or something kind of thing in understanding my explanation. Please let me know. I humbly request to come forward. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So nice and enlightenment. Actually, one
Thank you.
question I want to ask.
Yes,
We have
Mataji.
opportunity in this life
Yes.
to come to Krishna consciousness. If
Yes.
we are getting again human form of life and we are forgetting our relationship, then what will happen to us? Degradation will happen, Mataji.
Can you repeat, Mataji? Off the way, I was not able to hear properly.
Actually, we in this life we have got the opportunity to come to Krishna consciousness
Yes.
and attend Bhagavatam class, hearing Bhagavatam.
Yes. Yes.
If by chance in the next life, if we are getting human form of life, and if
Okay.
we forget, then what will be happen to us?
Mataji, devotional service is like from where we have left over, from there only it will start. It will not be. That grace will be given by the Supreme God. You will get it actually. So even where everything, it will be decided by him. I think even we are into this Krishna consciousness because of all our, that is all this way, after a long time. Some people will get in the very early phase. We would have seen some small kids also will be doing so much very nice Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa, even 5 years, 4 years kids and all, they do that. That is because of the, that is previous Janma, they would have done something good, Sukriti, and they would have done this devotional service. That is the continuation. So devotional service is like a one-way communication, Mataji. Once you have entered, and then when you are leaving the body, where you are left over, from there only it will start. Whereas materialistic thing will terminate here only, and there is no continuation. So we will get. And if you have taken the path under the shelter of a guru will never leave. So how many births also, if you are incomplete yogis, they will come back again here, but they will be born in a very good family, aristocratic family. We have studied, or in a very saintly family, they would have born, and from there they will get that connection. Surely, Mataji, once you have started, 100% you will read these 12 cantos only. Don't worry. So this will be done by mercy of our Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Parambara, and by mercy of Krishna. This will 100% happen, whatever the situation we are in, and then whatever way we are living, we are going to leave this body, we don't know. But 100% it will continue. So that will be taken by Krishna, taken care by Krishna. We no need to worry. We do just reading and try to understand and try to implement whatever way we have to, whatever we read. To an extent we need to follow. So we will not come back as a fallen, totally disconnection will not be there. It will be connected. That will be connection. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. I think if nothing is there, I think I will close this class today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpadarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare